Hello, 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 everyone. I have been trying to come on since I know it's been all this year. So I am here. I'm going to let people pop on and then I'm going to get started. This is Dr. Conti Terrell, founder, president of Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women, and CEO of Dr. Conti Speaks International, international best-selling author, consultant coach, TV, and radio personality. I am super duper excited to be talking to you all today. I'm really kind of excited today anyway, because guess what? It is the Super Bowl. Now, let me make this clear. I am not a huge Super Bowl fan or football fan or sports fan. So if you're watching, say hello to me. Glad to see you. Happy New Year for those who I haven't seen. We're going to be talking about the ABCs of self-success, which we're on P. I'm going to review all of them because I've been gone so long, just briefly, because I've been gone so long. Let me know that you're watching. Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Are you going to be going to a Super Bowl party or gathering or bar, sports bar? What are you doing? Are you staying at home? Do you really don't care? I'm one of those people that, like I said, I'm not a really, really big fan of sports, but you know what I am a fan of? I am a fan of people and camaraderie and having a good time and enjoying life. And I love food. I'm a foodie. I love the commercials. I love the halftime. So that's what I will be doing shortly. And it is right still in the smack of COVID. So whatever you're going to be doing, please be safe. Please be around family, wear your mask and social distance and all that stuff. So we want to still make sure that we're safe. I see about 5 people are watching. Please give StreamYard permission to allow us to see your comments. Please say hello. I'm Dr. Conti. Tell me who you are. And we're going to be talking about ABCs of self-success. But I want to hear from you. What are you doing today? What are you doing today? Are you hanging out? Are you not doing anything? Are you excited about the Super Bowl football game today? Or are you could care less? So before I go into the ABCs of self-success, we are on P, self-perseverance. I want to say kudos to those who've gotten the 12 months to a better you book and challenge. Those who are doing the challenge, kudos. Thank you so much. If you have been doing the challenge, then you know that we're on February's challenge. I was trying to see if I had a copy. I thought I did have a copy of the book somewhere. But at any rate, that is the website that you can, I'm holding it in my hand. So that's the website that you could actually go and purchase this book. And so in January, everybody was challenged. And what it is 12 skills. For those who do not know, I'm a counselor, a therapist. I have been counseling and coaching professionally for over almost 25 years now, over 25 years now. Hi, Charlie. My mom is coming over to watch the game. Cool. That is cool. I'm going to be watching the game with my play mom and Houston. I call my play mom and my Houston family. So I'm excited. I'm going to be going to watch the game there. So, so those who have been doing the challenge, we've already done 30 days, which was great. And you had to speak into your life something positive for 30 days. People said they had a great time. People said it was hard. Some people said, they just did not realize how much they did not speak into themselves. And see, if you see this, you have to do it for 31 days. And I've done it every year. I've enjoyed doing it. And I go back and I change to see I try to change things to see if I've accomplished those things that I wanted to do in the beginning. So it's exciting. If you haven't gotten your book, go to www.drcontespeaks.com. But what's most exciting is the results that people are seeing. I've already heard people saying, oh my gosh, I feel so much better about myself. I feel more confident. I really am. Did not, realize how much I need to pour into me, those types of things. And this is what it's all about. It's about self-awareness, which is the first A of the ABCs. So it's about self-awareness. But this month is relationship month. And so we are in February. And so the February challenge is to relate well with others. How do you relate with others? So the whole month of February, I'm going to be giving you stuff to do so that you can build good relationships, mend relationships. If you got some people you haven't forgiven, forgive them. If you got some people that you don't need to be involved with anymore, you should have cut off a long time ago, cut it off. This is your month to learn how to do that. But I want you to get out of your comfort zone and really work on building relationships. We are the average of the 5 people that we are around. We are the average of about 5 people that we are around. So who are the 5 people that you are around? You're the average of those people. If they're really, really go-getters, or are they, Debbie Downers? Are they lazy? Are they fakers and shakers? I mean, are they really, really, self-belief, have a lot of high self-belief? Are they really confident people? You are the average of the 5 people that you are around. So this month's challenge is really good for you to look at, well, who are the 5 people I'm around? And am I really like, do I want to be the average of this? And so you might want to step it up a notch, start building some relationships with some people that if you're the average of them and you got 5 people that are really, making a difference in the world, then that would be a great thing. So, and then again, sometimes we have people we haven't spoken to in years that we know we need to, mend those things or what have you. And so that's what this is all about, because what I found so I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in my own business for years, but what I found that was so pertinent is as determined as I am, as much self-perseverance as I have, which is what our word is going to be about today, as much faith as I had, all of that stuff, I needed relationships, people. I needed relationships. I had to build relationships. And there were people who did not want to have relationships with me, business relationships. It's what I'm talking about. But this whole chapter is building business relationships, friendships, whatever type of, ships, long as like a ship is moving and it's moving in the right, in a good, healthy direction. But no, people are like, no. Sometimes people are afraid because they think you're going to come and outdo them and all that kind of stuff. So I had a board, but it was a board in name only. They really weren't doing anything. And I didn't know. People told me to go out and get you an attorney and an accountant and a this and a that. So I did exactly what they told me to do. But of course, now that I've had a nonprofit for 25 years, it's going on 24 this year, I have counseled and coached and consulted many people who want to get a nonprofit. And I tell them your board is extremely important. Those relationships, with having all the, like I said, the determination, faith, and perseverance, I still needed other people to help me go out and raise money or donate money or, have connections to help in so many different ways. And as you are growing in business, I have successful businesses and I've had successful business before this. Now, am I still constantly always needing nonprofit money? That's 2 different things. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes y'all get confused. That's why you have to have more, several streams of income. But this baby right here that blesses so many people, and I don't charge them a dime. We don't charge them anything. This is as a result of donations. So we need donations, and we have coming out the stats of all the people that we helped in 2020. And I'm telling you, they gave me the growth, and it was like exponential. I can't even wait till we put the numbers out. And we have some ladies that are going to be sharing briefly their testimony. So for those who have donated, thank you. Continue to donate. We need that. Those who on this side who needs to have some consulting and consultations on how to be have good, strong self-perseverance skills. After I give these skills today, if you need a little more, call, Dr. Conti Speaks. But get the book, and we're going to have webinars. Invest in yourself, invest in your growth, invest in your dreams, invest in your vision. This is all just skills to help you. And it's 12 that I challenge you to practice for 30 days, for the whole month. Well, this month, of course, January was 31 days. So I challenge you those things to do. So you have to have relationships. I built a relationship with this one woman, and over all of these years, I'm telling you, if it was not for her, I don't know where Fresh Spirit would be, or if Fresh Spirit would have existed 20 something years. Because like I said, for years, I only had a board in name. Then finally I got the right board and the people, but I had to learn. So I try to help people not make the same mistakes. So if you want some consulting with nonprofit, we have the FEET program, or for profit, we have the FEET program, Fresh Spirit Expert Entrepreneur Team. And so what I do is I consult with you, find out what your goals, your dreams, your visions are, and then I connect you with the team of people that can help you get all those things done. And these team of people are tried and true, so that you don't have to do what I did and go and recreate the wheel, or find people and spend a whole bunch of money out on things that don't work, or people take you or take advantage of you, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's that. Get the book, join us. So the January webinar, if you have not started yet, get the webinar. The webinars will be up this week, January, and then February. And if you've already done January, you really should still get the webinar. It's $29.99 because it goes in depth of what to do, what not to do, how to practice declarations in your life, dictations in your life, affirmations in your life, and how you can continue to pour into you so that you will be able to get the visions and the dreams that your dreams and visions to come to fruition. And then start those who already have the book, and I know there will be people watching this later. I know several people who have it. I hope you're doing well with your skills that you're supposed to be doing to build those relationships. All right, so let's get started with today's ABCs of self-success. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been on. As a matter of fact, it's so funny. Charlita is on, and she asked me when was I coming back, and she asked, are we on, like, I think she thought we were on like E or something like that, and I started laughing. I'm like, no, we're on P. So it's kind of funny because and you can go back and look at them on my YouTube page. So they're all there. Yes, there is a book coming out, and it will be more in depth. This is just quick little nuggets on ABCs of self-success. All right. So for those who have not known exactly what all of the ABCs are, I went over a few of them last week. Oh, well, not last week, because it wasn't last week that I was on something I was talking about live. I went over a few of those for you. Also, we're gonna start today on P, but I'm gonna go over. I was looking for something else to show you too as well. Don't have it. Okay, so G was self-gratification. H is self-healing. E is self-evaluation. F is self-forgiveness. I is self-improvement. And J is self-joy, being able to have joy. K is self-kindness. I've talked about all of these. L, of course, is self-love. This is also the love month. Give yourself some love for Valentine's Day coming up. I got my Valentine nails done. I don't know if you can see them. See that beautiful heart? Aren't they cute? Y'all know I love my nails. And then M, self-motivation. N, self-nurturing. D, self-optimism. And we will be on P today. So now, I've always said A, B, and C are the most important ones. You have to know who you are, self-awareness. You have to know who you are. You can't do anything without knowing who you are. It starts with you. Everything starts from within. B, self-belief. Believing in who you are. Believing in yourself. Knowing who you are. Being able to I tell people all the time, those who believe in themselves have the best careers, have the best jobs, go after what they want. And so we really, 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 really want to get that one if you haven't seen it. And being able to know how to believe in yourself. All right, let's see here. Now let me go to self-perseverance for you. Anybody else on here? I see you guys, but y'all just quiet today. Y'all are quiet, quiet, quiet. Hi, Jan. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're working on those relationships. So, self-perseverance. What are you doing for the Super Bowl? And who y'all want to win? That's another thing. Who do y'all want to win? We're talking about self-perseverance. So, perseverance, what is that? It is not giving up. So, of course, when you put the self in front of it, hey, Queen, how are you? So, of course, when you put the self in front of it, that means what? Not giving up on self. It is the persistence and the tenacity, the effort, the required effort that it takes to do something, to keep you moving and going till the end, like not giving up, even if it gets hard, because we know stuff gets hard. And having perseverance and self-preservation is being not giving up on yourself, not saying throwing in the towel on you. Perseverance originally comes from the Latin word perseverantia, and it means to abide by something strictly. To abide by something strictly. So being able to putting you first, never give up. Absolutely. Putting you first, being strict. So I am starting I do intermittent fasting, and I got off. And so I'm starting back tomorrow, and I'm going a little stricter on my eating hours. And so I was watching something, and I don't know this guy's name. He's the really, really handsome white guy who is on one of those house shows. Not Housewives, but one of those shows where, those $1 million realtors, where they sell these $1 million homes or something like that. And he's got this book coming out, and I'm gonna get the book. And he was on with Dr. Oz this past weekend. And so I was really, really into what he was saying, and he does intermittent fasting. And so he says, when he's doing his fasting and when he's doing anything, pretty much it's like a game with himself. He says, so I'm committed to only eating from 12 to 6. This is what he said. You can do, I used to do 11 to 7, but I think I'm going to start tomorrow. I know I'm going to start tomorrow with 12 to 6. But one of the things he said is you can, 12 to 6, he's not eating before that. Before that, he's not eating after that. He said because it becomes a game with himself, and if you lose against yourself. So if you fight hard for your job, you fight hard for your family, you fight hard for everything. So why not fight that hard for yourself? And that's what self perseverance is: fighting hard for you, not giving up on you. I'm going to talk to you about uh, 9 things and skills to help you to obtain self perseverance. So, one, don't be afraid to fail. Because if you're afraid to fail, you're not going to have self perseverance. Because as soon as you fail, you're not going to keep going until you master it. You're going to give up. And so, people who are afraid to fail, it's not like about failing. We talk about the light bulbs; they're everywhere. Edison, I remember reading this article, and Edison said, when the guy said, "How do you feel that you failed 1,000 times?" And he was like, "I don't feel like I failed 1,000 times. I feel like it took me 1,000 times to make it better." And obviously he did. We have the lights, still using them today. Now, of course, we know that they were originally lights. He wasn't the first person to invent the light bulb, but guess what? He was the person who had the self perseverance. And so guess what? That's who we're still talking about, many, many, many years later. That's who we're still talking about. So self perseverance is not being the good skill to have is to not be afraid to fail. Failing means you're just getting back up. Without failure, you cannot become resilient. So you have to change your relationship with failure and how you see failure. One of the things that my mom used to tell us when we were kids is you can fail as many times as you want. The one thing you cannot do in this house is not try. So that means you have to try. And so in other words, she didn't say you have to try and master it, or you have to try and accomplish it. You have to try and win. You have to try. She just said you have to try. Well, if you fail, that's okay. You try. And so then you get up and you try again. And so that's having, resilience and not being afraid to fail. You can learn so much from failure that changes your attitude towards anything that's going on, how you look at things now. It was some things, even like writing a book, I've written 5 now, but once I did it, and the first time each time it got better and better, but it gave me a different attitude about people who are authors now. So number 2, be 1% better every day. In order to have resilience, you have to continue to be your best self every day. So my goal is to be better than who I was yesterday. Do something better, do something greater, be more in tune with my schedule and my habits, and be more stricter, as I said earlier, with me. Having a growth mindset is a great weights and motivation. Understand that these are skills like any other and try to improve upon them just 1% a day. Just 1% a day. Keeping this in concept at the back of your mind throughout the day, that I'm just trying to be 1% better than I was the day before. Okay. So having a better growth mindset than I had the day before, increasing my faith a little more than the day before, 1% more, having a little more motivation today than I had the day before. These are skills and helping you to accomplish having self-perseverance. Begin to take risk. People are so afraid to take risks. You want to walk on the straight and mile, and we have to take risk in order to accomplish big things. You got to make some risks. You got to do some, but guess what? There's calculated risk. Don't mean you just, everybody's not like me. I'm the kind of person, jump in the net will appear. That's one of my sayings, jump in the net will appear. But again, one of my strengths is I have a lot of perseverance. I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of self-belief. I have mastered many of the ABCs. Now, many of them I really still struggle with, but that's why I start teaching them, because you can't have the amount of success that you see other people have that you won't without mastering these ABCs. All right. So number 3, taking a risk, finding out. By learning and taking risks, you raise the probability of facing more difficult situations. However, when those difficult situations come across, you learn how to adapt and how to understand what steps are necessary to keep moving in the right direction. You gotta grow. You can't grow without accomplishing something different and something new, and you can't do that if you are afraid to take risk. Exactly. Don't be afraid to take risks, Novella says. Exactly. All right. Number 4, understand resistance. More people can have perseverance and persevere when they have a better understanding of resistance. Let me tell you, when I first started, I was doing this, what do you call those? Network marketing. And I was really good at it when I did it, but I'm not a network marketer, and I don't like network marketing. But one of the things that it taught me was about resistance, because people will resist. And one of the things that they used to say is, remember, those who you think will won't, and those who you think won't will. So, but how am I going to know who will and who won't if I don't ask? And if I ask, I'm going to run the risk of somebody resisting or saying no. And I had a conversation with a client just last night, as a matter of fact. No, Friday night is Sunday. Just Friday night, as a matter of fact. And I was talking to her about really pushing to get her business off the ground. And I'm like, why haven't you done this? And so what she said was, because I've done it in the past. And when I did it in the past, I had a couple of people that came 1 or 2 times, and then they didn't come anymore. So in her mind, now she looks at that as failure, which we just said. Failure, you got to redefine what failure is. But then also it made her feel like, oh, so they resisted. They didn't want it, or they changed their mind, or what have you. So you have to understand, some will, some won't. And that's okay. When you realize and identify that it's not a bad thing if somebody resists, and sometimes they may resist, but then come back around and do it. And then the ones that don't, it's okay. But then the ones that do, remember I said, if it wasn't for the one lady that I told about Fresh Spirit 20 something years ago about my vision, if it wasn't for that one lady, there have been many times we would have been closed down. She gave $80,000 just last year. So sometimes she may give 20, she may give 10, this is donations to the nonprofit organization. But I try not to call her when we're in a bind. But she believes in the vision. She sees what we've done and what we're doing. But I had to take risk. That goes also back to my this month's challenge. I had to make relationships. And I had to understand resistance. Everybody's not going to be for you, and everybody's not going to be on board. I just thought everybody was going to be on board right after I told them this fabulous idea about starting this nonprofit. And then it wasn't. It wasn't like that. There was resistance. All right. And then exercise regularly. So you say, how does this help me to have perseverance? Apply the 40% rule. The rule is that you can complete 40% of your task. If you complete 40% of your task, your likelihood of quitting drops drastically and dramatically. I believe that the number one way to develop this skill is to have physical training, lifting weights, doing sprints, walking, some kind of endurance. Because let me tell you, when you exercise, and y'all know, it takes perseverance. I don't care if you like exercise. So exercising regularly is a skill that builds perseverance. Now remember, we're talking about self-perseverance. I'm giving you tips and on how to have self-perseverance and build those skills. And P is the perseverance is the word for P in the ABCs of self-success. And exercising, you have to be on a regiment, you have to be strict with yourself, you have to be committed, you have to have perseverance. Number 6, build a network of support. If you want to learn how to persevere, you should build a network of support. Building a network of support that includes family, friends, co-workers, peers will also allow you to have a comfortable place to open up when you get discouraged, because you will get discouraged during times that causes you to persevere. You will get discouraged. Whenever something goes wrong, you can turn to this network of people to talk about it. And then when you're building this network of people, look around and see who has good perseverance that you've seen. Because remember, you're the average of the 5 people that you are around. So you want to build that network of people who have strong perseverance. Number 7, keep your goals in mind. When you make mistakes or fail, many people will be tempted to give up altogether. And you cannot give up. Remember, this is what self-perseverance is about, not giving up. Instead, if you want to persevere, keep your goals in mind at all times. It has to be. I do this training with my clients. It's called a tunnel vision to help you accomplish goals. And that's when you keep your goals, you list them and you keep them in front of you. And one of the illustrations that I use is your peripheral visions are things that's on the side of you. But when you turn and start looking to your left and to your right at all these things that's distracting you from the goals that are in mind and in front of you, the further those goals get pushed back. And so in the training that I teach you how to stay focused on those goals and how to not let the peripheral vision things, people, places distract you. So one of the good things is to be able to have those goals in mind and on a board or on a sticky. I got stuff. If I turn this camera around, you'll see stuff. I got stuff stuck everywhere, but those help me to stay focused and keeping everything before me. And then number 8, we're only doing 9, is set clear benchmarks. Success can be a long and tough journey. I suggest instilling benchmarks to provide yourself rewards and encouragement along the way. You have to, perseverance is not about just drilling, pushing, not giving up, being tired, and not having rewards. You may not be all the way at the end of the tunnel, but you're not where you were when you started. You may be middle way now, or whatever it is with your goals. I'm using that as a metaphor and as an example. But let me tell you, when you're going through a tunnel, when you first get in the tunnel, it's still kind of bright because you got the light from the back, right? And the more you start working through your tunnel of your goal or your whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, or you're exercising or whatever, once you get to the middle of a tunnel, what happens, people? It gets dark. Because guess what? You're too far from the front to see any light, and you ain't far enough to the end to see any light. So it gets pretty dark. So in other words, what I'm saying is, just because you're not at the end, give yourself some benchmarks. Celebrate because you've come from the beginning. You've come a long way. And sometimes it gets tough when you're right there in the thick of things. All right? Set some clear benchmarks. The rewards can be anything from a fancy lunch to new clothes to a bowl of ice cream, whatever you like. And remind yourself that you're persevering, and just because you're not at the end doesn't mean you haven't been successful and made a lot of progress. And the last one, number 9, is to remember why. Remember why. Getting a break, doing anything in this world can be tough. Getting a break, doing anything in this world can be tough. However, give yourself a break. Remind yourself of why. Why did I do this? Why am I doing this in the first place? What is the original reason that you set out on this path? Reflecting on those whys and reminding yourself, because sometimes we why it's worth it. We forget why we even started it. once it gets really hard. We forget. So, in order to stay persistent, remind yourself of the why. That's my executive assistant. And there is no, when you're an entrepreneur, there's no days off. So remind yourself of the whys. And that's why I'm late starting today. I was supposed to start at 1. I had an amazing opportunity to go after this amazing contract. Someone called and say, hey, we need you to do this, and we would love to have you, but we need this, and this. And of course, boom, okay, you have to be ready. You have to be Johnny on the spot. And so I pulled some things together for them, but that pushed you guys back, because guess what? That's money. That is a part of those, as I talked about, having more than one stream of income. So anyway, good to see everybody. Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. I'm super, super excited about today. Don't ask me why. Like I said, I just like to eat. I like the halftime. I like the commercials, and I like the camaraderie. I like relationships. And remember, we are doing the 12 months to a better you challenge, and the right now the month, the challenge is, let me take this off. The month is, let me take that off. I don't even know what that is. Get the Life You Want with Dr. Conti. That was from actually last, I don't know how to take it off. That was from last month when we were talking about dictating the life you want. So remember, make sure that I'll put that back up so you guys won't forget. Remember, make sure that you stay safe, even though we're going to get out and have fun, or some may be staying home. What are you going to do when this shows later? You can still answer. What are you doing today? But be safe, wear your mask, social distance, eat a lot of good food. This is like a holiday to me. Like holidays, vacation, like Super Bowl Sundays, those kinds of stuff. I don't worry about food. But tomorrow, remember, I'm starting on a strict intermittent fasting. A strict intermittent fasting. So anyway, I will see you guys. I'm back on schedule. I will be back next week. And we will be doing our next alphabet to get caught up. You can go to my YouTube page, Dr. Conti Terrell, and go through all of the other ABCs of self-success. All right, enjoy today. Share. And good to see you guys. Have a good one. Keep persevering. Don't give up on yourself. All right, and build those relationships. This is the month. The challenge is to relate well with others. Cut the relationships that's not working for you, that's working against you, and build new relationships, because we are not meant to be an island, and there's going to be some things that you need and you want. And guess what? I don't care how great you are at it. I don't care. You have to have good relationships. All right. Take care. God bless you all.